morning, students. Today we're going to learn about prediction. We're going to learn about what it sink means or what it float means. Who can tell me what sink means? Yes, Priscilla. Good job. Priscilla means sink means that it's gonna touch the bottom. Good job. Thank you for participating. Now who can tell me what it means to float? Very good. It's like a boat. Yes, it stays floating in the water. Good job. Now that we have our answers, we're going to read a story, but we have our special guest, Purple the Zebra, and it's going to be with us while we're reading the book Floating and Sinking by Honey Anderson. Objects that float stay at the top when they are put into water. Objects that sink go to the bottom when they are put into water. Try this. You will need water, one feather, and one stone. Put the feather into the water. What happens? Put the stone into the water. What happens? Does the feather float or does it sink? Does the stone float or does it sink? Now try this. You will need water, one table tennis ball, one big rock. Put the table tennis ball and the rock into the water. What happens? Does the small object float or does it sink? Now try this. You will need water, one pin, one big plastic toy. Put the pin and the toy into the water. What happens? Do the small objects always float? Do big objects always sink? Now you will need a cork and a thumb back. Put the cork and the thumb back into the water. What happens? Do they both float? Put the thumb back into the cork. Does the thumb back float now? Now try this. You will need water, some big objects, some small objects. Put into a group objects that you think will float. Put into a group objects that you think will sink. Put the objects into the water one at a time. Do the objects that you thought will float really float? What about the objects that you thought will sink really sink? The end. Now we're going to explore. We have these items. We have a feather, a metal spoon, and a wooden clothespin. We're going to predict. You're going to tell me what you think would happen when we put the feather into the water before we actually do the project. What do you think? You think it's gonna float? Okay, let's put it. You think it's gonna float. Now what do you think about the metal spoon? You think it will sink? Okay, you think it will sink. Very good, let's put it. Now what do you think about the wooden clothespin? You think it's gonna sink? Okay, let's put it that you think it's gonna sink. Now we're actually gonna do our project. Let's put the feather. Let's see what's happened and we're gonna record. Okay, it actually stayed at the top. It's floating. Good job. Now we're gonna put the metal spoon. Let's see what happens. It sank. And you told me it was gonna sink. Good job, students. Very good. Okay, and finally we're gonna do our wooden clothespin. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's floating. Very good. It's floating. Good job. Now, I want you to think about the feather floating. What do you think the feather is floating? I want you to explain to me. What do you think it's floating? Okay, you think it was floating because it is lighter. Good job. Was our prediction fine? What do you think about our prediction? Were we correct? Yes, we were actually correct. What do you think about the spoon? We were correct in our prediction and our answer? Yes, the result is correct. What do you think about the wooden clothespin? It is correct or it is wrong, the prediction we had? Good job. It was wrong. And when we did our experiment, it actually received the answer that it will float. Good job. Now we're going to go beyond, we're going to elaborate, and we're going to expand our knowledge. And we're going to predict what do you think about the spoon and if we put both of them into the water, do you think it's gonna get into the water down at the bottom at the same time? Okay, let's see. No, right? It didn't go the same. It actually, the clothespin stayed floating and the metal went down. Good job. Thank you for participating. Now that we have done these projects and we already elaborate and we did all of this, we're going to evaluate you. I want you to take out your journals. Everyone please take out your journals. And I want you to write in one sentence, why do you think the spoon sank? Why do you think the spoon went down? I want you to write in one sentence why you think the spoon went down. Please record your information in your journals. Whenever you finish, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to record your answers and you're going to pass them to the front. Thank you.